my friends. It is me, Karen Valentine, and today is the day I get to do the owl, which makes me very happy. I have really been enjoying doing animals, and barn owls are one of my favorites. So this image is by Zindy Zone, and you can get that. You can get it on Etsy. I will have a link to the description in the description box down below the video. And so let's get started. Okay, so I did a little testing last night, playing around with colors, and I decided that I would like to use some of my polys for the fur. If you don't have polys, you can still use your Prismacolors. I would say just use the same colors that we used when we were doing the feather last time, and those were cream and mineral orange, and I think I threw some light umber on there as well. So you could use those, excuse me, you could use those to achieve a similar color. But I just want to use my polys. So I'm going to mix them. I'm going to use my Prismas and my polys together in the same, on the same owl, on the same part of the coloring page. And you can do that with no problem whatsoever. So let's see, where do I want to start? Let's just, I don't know why, but let's do the beak. So let's see, for that I think I want to use Beige Red, Cinnamon, and maybe some Caput Mortem Violet. So I'll do Beige Red on the lightest part to start. And we'll do some cinnamon. And the Caput Mortem down here. And let's see, what do I want to use for shadow in there? We'll use some 70% cool gray. Up there at the top. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and start with his face, I think. I'm debating on if I want to put some dark color down first or do it second. So this little area here, where the feathers meet together, is going to be a little bit dark. So I will put a little bit of color in there. And if it turns out to be too much, then I will, I can just do some little bit of erasing, soften it, and then add it back as needed. Okay, do I want to sharpen my white? I don't know that I need to sharpen my white yet, so I think I'll lay the white down, and then I'll come in and add some grays for shadows and add more white over the top for you know, like the top feathers, so that they're a little bit brighter. When you're doing animal feathers, fur, doesn't matter whatever you're doing. When you do your coloring, when you lay your pencil down, You want to always make sure you're going with the direction of the fur, the feathers, whatever, because it's really obvious, and it will take away from any realism that there might be if you're not coloring in, in the direction that the natural fur or feathers, in this case, would grow. So that's another reason why it's really, really helpful to use reference photos, because even though you might think that you know what the animal looks like, having a reference photo to really make it clear in what direction that fur grows really makes a difference. Okay, I want to do the eyes now, just to get those in, because I do like to have my eyes done pretty early. It just makes, I just like it. I like when the eyes are done. I always do my eyes first when I do my portraits of any animal, because, you know, the eyes are kind of what make that animal come alive. So I'm going to use 10% cool gray in Prisma for these top highlights. And then I'm going to okay, if you're doing this on white paper, I would go ahead and put the highlight in at the bottom as well. But because I'm doing it on tan paper, I don't really have to worry about that so much, and I don't want that highlight to be super bright anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and fill the whole thing in with black. Let's try the 10% cool gray first. Yeah, that'll work fine. And then I'm going to add the highlight on top down at the bottom. Cool. That was easy. Okay. I want to put in, what do I want to use here? Let's see, Caput Mortem, and maybe a little bit of Terracotta. So now I'm just putting in the these dark feathers here. Terracotta over the top of that. I have been using Polychromos a lot more lately since I started doing these other things, and I'm telling you, I'm kind of starting to really fall in love with them a lot. There's some colors in their range that I just absolutely love, And they work so nicely on some of these art papers that I've been using that I'm really growing to love them a lot. Like they keep moving up on my favorite pencils list. Okay, let's do a little bit. This is the 70%. I wonder if that's too dark. I could go down one. If I can find it. I don't want warm. That's 20, and that's, where is my other? Okay, there it is. Okay, let's put that there. Let's move down to 50% cool gray. And even though I love, or I'm falling in love more with my Polychromos, Prismacolor still has some of the best grays, in my opinion. I really love their full range of French, warm, and cool grays. Debating now if I want to add some Seashell pink in here or not. I think we'll go straight for more white. And I want to, let's see, I want these feathers kind of look like there's more than one row, if that makes any sense, of these feathers. So let's see if this, okay, so if I do that, then I want to get some shadow under here. Okay, now we can This is 10% French, not French, cool, 10% cool. I'm going to use to just kind of blend. I still feel like there should be some darker. There should be some dark under here, which is the shadow from his beak. And maybe even just a little bit more. And I think this is okay. And I think, let's bring this white out a little bit more. Okay, I want Polychromos burnt ochre. Let's see, if you're using Prismas, probably burnt ochre in Prismas. Yeah, you could probably use burnt ochre in Prismas too. Sharpen my white. Now I've got it really sharp, so I want to be careful. My instinct is to want to press hard so that I can get these more feathery things to show, but I know if I press too hard it's gonna break. So I'm trying to go a little bit more straight from above so that the likelihood that it'll break is a little bit less. I also want to try my slice tool. I'm not sure what it'll do on this paper, but I am kind of curious. So I'm going to zoom way in. And just see what happens. The thing about the slice tool is you really have to have enough pigment down on your paper so that you're taking off the pigment and you're not scraping, you're not taking off the surface of the paper, you're only taking off the pigment. And in this case, we've got the, the tan paper showing. It is working. I don't think that it's necessarily what we need right here in this piece, because I think there's enough texture without it. But it does work. So maybe we'll use it a little bit later on. But when you use it, it's definitely a scraping motion, not a cutting motion. And you always definitely need to make sure you have enough pigment down, because otherwise it just won't do what it's supposed to do. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to use some Caput Mortem and Espresso. If you don't have polys, I would say just maybe chocolate and espresso. That would probably work. I'm not even sure why I'm using this, other than to get it a teeny little bit redder. I don't know. I like the look. So we'll put that down as a first layer, and then we'll go over it with something else. My espresso. All right. Let's do some, you know, I feel like, let's look at this. I'm going to put some black in this shadow. That gray just did not feel like it was quite enough. Try and actually this might be a good place to use the slice tool. Not sure. Let's just see. No, I just feel like that shadow that I created here was just too big. Even though I added black to it. That's better. Okay, that's better. Alrighty, terracotta. What else do we have? Terracotta. And I might use ivory. Do I have ivory out by any chance? Okay. Let's start with the terracotta. And in this case, I'm not doing a flicky motion. I'm doing a, you know, the typical circular motion because I just want soft color down. I don't want defined feathers in this case. Just looking to see. Yeah, I think mineral orange, if you're using Prismas, is going to be your best bet. Just go real lightly. or lay that cream down or that eggshell down. What did I tell you to use? Cream, I think. Yeah. Lay your cream down first and then your mineral orange. Okay, so many barn owls have very different coloring. Some of them are a lot more orange, a lot darker, and their feathers are a lot darker, and some of them are a lot whiter. So I would say find a reference photo that you really like with the coloring that you like and use that, because that will really help. Okay, more terracotta, I think. In fact, I'm thinking maybe this whole thing. And then I'm going to come in with Prisma White. So in doing my dog portraits or any animal portrait, I'm struggling with the love of the look of the white paper as the background, with just the animal, on it, which I can achieve when I use drafting film. But I also want to, play around with some regular papers and some smooth papers, and I'm really struggling because you can't really work light to dark. Sorry, you can't work dark to light or light over dark on a smooth white paper. It just does not work. So you have to really plan it out. And I've gotten so accustomed to being able to lay my lights over my darks. And you can do that on the really super textured papers like the pastel mat that I've been using. You can do that. But for using like smooth paper, because you guys know I like my smooth paper, and it's like I feel like I should be able to be using that. I think I should have laid this Sandbar Brown down first instead of that terracotta. So I'm just going to put a little bit in here. Anyway, I'm so used to being able to put the lights over darks that I'm again struggling with what papers I want to use, because like I tell myself, look, you just need to teach yourself how to do it. And that's probably the best way to go, is to just teach myself how to do it. But you get so spoiled on the tan paper, being able to put those lights down after you have color. Yeah, I think I definitely screwed up when I put the And I didn't put Sandbar Brown on top of his head. Okay, let's see if we can. I might have to add white back in. This is not looking the way I want it to look at all. Okay. Nope. Nope, not looking the way I want it to look at all. Oh, sorry. Okay. What do I need to do here? I need to add some terracotta out here. And maybe some black. All right, that's not too bad. Let's bring some. Let's bring some white in here. Oops. Sorry, I was distracted and started doing not what I told you to do. Okay, so with the direction of the feathers. Maybe even a little bit up here. Put a little bit of %50 cool gray as our shadows. use some shadow. Debating on, I think I'm going to put a little bit of burnt ochre. Am I happy with that? I think I am. You know, I think I might do some burnt ochre also. Just a little bit. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so now I'm going to use Terracotta. All of this are the little white and black and dark dots. So maybe I should do that first and then bring in the, I think I'm going to do that first. So I'll add all of these. Is that enough? Might add some more. I guess that's enough. Okay, and then I don't know, I think maybe sepia. It's a color I should be using. Sepia, black. Okay, so I'm just, this is the Sandbar Brown. And I'm just gonna do it in little swirly sure. It's hard to decide. Pardon me. Maybe I'll add that after. All right, so I'm just gonna do little swirlies kind of around here. This will be interesting how I'm going to fade this out. She's got it all just fading away to nothing, so I kind of have to figure out how I'm going to do that and make it look good. And then figure out what I want to do for the background. Oh, maybe we... Yeah, no, I can't just leave it. I'm like, maybe we'll just leave it alone and not do a background. Yeah, no. Even if it's just a white glow around her. Of course, she's got it shaded as a darker, I don't know. I'll figure it out, I guess. All right, so now I'm going to add Terracotta, and then I might come in and add some more white. We'll see. So when I get to the edge here, I'm just going really, really soft. Just so that we have no harsh lines. So we've got it really fading out. That's one nice thing about these polys, is that you can, just by adjusting your pressure, you can just really get it to go really, really light. That's good. And actually maybe we just darken it with a second layer in some places and let the places that are light be our adding some cream. I like that. What is this? Burnt ochre. All right, let's get the darks. feel like maybe then some of this up at the top of the head should be a little bit darker. I don't know, I'm not crazy about the way the top of that head looks right now. I'm not sure what I need to do to fix it. All right, I'm gonna put some white dots in amongst the brown ones that are already here. Okay, and now I have to figure out if this line that she's got going down the feathers is actually, I don't think it's white. I think it's brown. The reference photo that I pulled to look at these feathers a little bit more closely does not have a white line running down it. It has a brown line. So I think that's what I will do. But I'm feeling like I still want this to be richer, and it's not yet, and I think that that's just because I haven't added either I need another layer of the terracotta, or maybe I add some I have it written down as Rotel. I don't think that that's the right I think that's the wrong name for it. So let me just see here. It's 87 Sanguine. I don't know why I wrote Rotel. Oh, because that's probably like the French word. Yeah, it's Sanguine. I need to change that on my on my swatch chart too. Okay, so this is Sanguine. I'm just going to glaze that over the top of, yeah, not the whole thing, just in some areas to start, and we can always add more. I like that. I actually like it enough to where I want to add some up here too. So let's see, in Prismacolor, what would you use in Prismacolor if you didn't have this? Maybe pumpkin orange? Yeah, I would say pumpkin orange would be a good choice. It looks nice with the mineral orange. It's darker and redder, just like this is. Okay, that's pretty good. I feel good about that. And now I'm debating on adding, I don't know why, but I feel like I want to add a little bit more of this on his face. Okay. Now all I'm doing with this white is blending a little bit, softening, because I just want it to look soft and fluffy. I don't really want it to have specific lines over there. All right, now I have to figure out what I want to do about those feathers right there. I am gonna just flip through a couple more reference photos really quick, and I will be right back. And also, I'm starting to wonder if I want her hair to be darker. And that is an easy fix, just by adding more of the darker colors that we used in, because as you can see in when I did her hair, those are the same exact colors as we used, only dark, or it's darker, and I'm kind of liking it. I'm also liking what I did on my little test owl there. There's something about the top of his head that looks, oh, it looks so much better than what I did. What did I do? I did it better the first time I did a little test. So I might do some erasing there and see if I can't fix that. So I'm just gonna shut the camera off, but maybe you guys just want to watch me try and fix something that I screwed up on. Let's see. I need my other erasers. Yes. So this is my AFMAT electric eraser that I love so much, and you can do the little teeny tiny erasers that are kind of like your mono eraser, or you can do big ones. Okay, so let me just, yeah, gosh, that looks so much better. Okay, I'm gonna, it almost looks better erased. Yeah, it does. That's fine. All right. So let's try that again. Sandbar Brown. Honestly, that's kind of one of the reasons that I really shouldn't do tests. I really shouldn't do testing pages to make sure I can do something, because it seems like half the time I do that, the test turns out better than than when I actually do it. It's like doing it the first time always comes out better for me. Okay, so we're going up and down. And I actually kind of like it the way it is. So I think after we get these in there, it might be all right. I think I had gotten too random and wasn't, I don't know, but it looks better already to me, so. It looks 100% better to me now. All right, but I want to do a better blend there. So I think I'll use burnt ochre to try and soften this. Yeah. Okay, I feel better about that. Okay, I am going to go fill up my coffee, look for another reference photo, and then we'll come back and do the wings. Okay, so I found a photo that I like much better than the than the one that I had grabbed, and in my new photo, it actually does show the center portion of the feathers as being light. I wouldn't call it white, I would call it light. So it might be a good place to use this Seashell pink. Yeah, I think I kind of like that. So I'm just going to put some of that down the center. I could probably leave it and let the tan paper be the color. But okay, so in my new reference photo, there's a lot more white on the wing, the main wing feathers, and I like that. So I will start by putting in, I think I'm going to use Sandbar Brown because it's such a nice, cool, grayish brown, and I think that's the color that we need. And I'm going to flick that in just like the feather would, just like it would be on the feather. Just little soft, flicky. And let's see. The way it's almost like it's, at least in my photo, it appears much like softer and fluffier on one side of the feather. So, and that's kind of how she's drawn it, so I think I'm going to let that be the case. It almost feels like it's not necessary to put this down because it's almost the same color as the ink on the page. But I think when we go to add the white in and the terracotta-y, cinnamony, is that a word? Kind of colors, we're going to want this down first. Flipping. Oh, sorry. No, cinnamon is too pink. I think terracotta is going to be the color, but I might put the white down first and lay the terracotta on top because it's really light in my reference photo. It's really quite light, so let's just put the white in of the feathers. Now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this because they should go down no matter what. I'm going to just skip that bottom feather for the time being and figure out what to do with that in a minute. We're just going to let it just fade out to nothing. Okay. Logic tells me that the feathers, yeah, they do. They go down. No matter what, they go down. Even though you can't necessarily tell. So I am going to apply my white just like the feather would grow. It's weird to just like let it fade out to nothing. I think adding some white as the background will be kind of neat because it'll kind of fade into each other and look nice, I think. think that's all I'm going to do on that bottom one because it's really, it just kind of fades into nothing. Okay, so now, do I want burnt ochre or terracotta? I'm going to try very lightly one. I don't think that it makes a whole lot of difference, so I'm going to go with terracotta. And it seems to, oh, of course I put it on the wrong side. Well, I don't think it really matters. So it seems to go on one side more than the other in these feathers. So that's how we'll do it. One side more than the others. Okay, now we need some shadow. Yeah, it's pretty light. It's not a very vivid color down here at the bottom, so I think I'm gonna leave it. And I think I want some 70% cool gray. Actually, I totally did that shadow on the wrong side. Because I was following my... I was looking at the reference photo and not at what we had done. Now it... If the sun is coming from the upper left corner, there still could be some shadow on this underside, so I'm not going to stress about it, actually. When I look at the reference photo a little bit more carefully, it actually does have some shadow on both sides of the... I think I got that a little bit too thick. Just blend that out a little bit. Plus, I'm thinking I want to add a little bit of bright occasionally to let some of these, sorry, I know I'm whispering, a little bit of bright, more white on some of these just to show that they're kind of catching the light. Okay. Back to that little bit of shadow. I actually think a little bit on both sides is okay. And maybe a little bit of white. Don't get carried away. Sometimes I get carried away and that pencil goes flying. Not where it's supposed to go. Okay, now let's see, Sandbar Brown. Yep, now we're going to put some I want some here too. Maybe a little bit. That's good. I like how he's turning out. Yeah, I do. Okay. Am I happy? I think I am. I'm debating on, this is 30% warm. I'm just gonna put down here. And okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that. But like I said, I'm kind of tempted to try and make her hair just a little bit darker brown. yeah, I think I want it to be just a little bit darker brown. And I think the reason that it got to be that color was because of the espresso, which I didn't really use. So I'm going to use it now. And hopefully I can come close to a color that I want now that I've already kind of finished the hair. I think I can. I hope I can. I hope I don't mess it up. Should probably just leave well enough alone. All right, let's put a little bit of that, I think. I'm not going to try and get it as dark as the test color because I'm just afraid I'll mess it up. But I do like the addition of the slightly warmer color now that I've got the owl done. I do like it. Yes, 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 it's getting better. It's getting better. Sometimes you think you know what you want, and then it turns out you were wrong. Better. I like that. Okay, so are we finished? I think we're finished. I just have to figure out what I want to do for the background now, which may take such a short amount of time, we might just do it now. Because I don't think I want anything major. So let me just think about that for a second. See what see where we're at on time, and then I will make a decision, and I will be right back. Alrighty. So, so I've been debating back and forth on what to do for a background. I love the way teals look with yellows and oranges. So we could do a teal. We could try a teal background. However, I really, I'm leaning more towards just a glowy white white around the image, so that the bird wings can just blend away into the white. I don't know if I'm going to love it or hate it. I have no idea. Believe it or not, I still get nervous when I go to do a background because you just never know if you're going to be right or not. So I'm going to start on the bottom edge and see how I feel, because that's where I mostly want everything to fade into the white. And if I like it and decide to keep going, then I will. And if I want to change my mind and maybe do like an ombre background where there's kind of the teal color fading into light teal into white, maybe I'll do that. I just don't know right now. So I'm just going to start, down here and hope that I don't hate it. I don't think I will, because, you know, it's not like I haven't done this kind of background before. So I'm probably just being stupid. So this is the coconut gelato. I'm kind of thinking that I'm just going to go with white and just let the colors just be neutral, and let the owl and her portrait just be the focus of the page. I'm thinking that that's where this is going to wind up going. I might do some, ooh, I could do some, okay, I'm going to start with white. I might add some gray. I'll have to see. I don't know yet, but I think I'm liking it so far. And it's subtle enough that it doesn't even necessarily feel like I added a background, really. If that makes any sense. In other words, you're not noticing the background, you're noticing the drawing. and the white is just super subtle. But I do think I might consider adding some, do I even have gray gelatos? I don't even know. Does gelatos come in gray? Yeah, I could use like silver ice, which is a I think it's a metallic though, so I don't know. Yeah, all right, we'll just experiment until we I do like the white though. And if I wanted to make it even brighter, I could just kind of let this sit for a minute to kind of dry, so to speak, so that the moisture that is in the crayon evaporates, and then I could go over it with white colored pencil to brighten anything if I chose to do that. It's so subtle though. I don't know. I like it. Do I like it? Do I not like it? I like it. I don't think I'm the only one that goes through this. Wondering if adding a second layer I think what needs to happen is I need to not blend it out so far, and that will get it a little bit brighter. I think the camera is almost picking this up better than you can actually see it in real life. Sometimes these HD cameras do more bad than good as far as seeing things better than the human eye can see them. Because when I look in my little camera view right there, that line right there looks really harsh, but when I'm looking at it in real life, it's super soft and subtle. So the camera is just really picking up a lot more than the human eye can see. All right, I like this. And now I'm kind of seriously debating on whether I want to add although I'm debating on whether I wanted to add kind of some darker shadowy tones on this side, but really the shading that the artist put on there kind of does that. I think just for fun, I might just try it. Silver ice. I don't know. Then I'm worried, because what if it looks too metallic-y? It really is a metallic color, so I might not like that. That's the only thing I don't like about the gelatos. I like all the colors, but I'm not a huge, I mean, they work. I've used them, the metallics, you know. Maybe instead, maybe I'll make my own gray and mix black and white. Let's just see what happens if we do that. Be afraid. No, don't be afraid. It'll be okay. It's really just doing the same thing that that was on the page. Really, it doesn't. I don't think it does anything like extra. So I don't think I'm going to go any further with that. I think we'll just stick with the white. I just want to see something. I am going to turn her upside down though. So if I make really small swirly motions with my Prisma, I can get a little bit brighter. I think it's getting brighter. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not. Yeah, we can get a little bit brighter right along the edge, which I kind of like. You know, on the side that the light is coming from. Okay. I like it. I'm going to call it done. We'll see if the actual photo that I take, it might look a little bit different for some reason, and I'm not sure why. The colors are showing up really intense under the light. So it might be a little bit softer when I photograph it at the end, but I'm really happy with the way that turned out. So yeah, yay. Okay, we're gonna call this one done. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Maybe you learned something new. Maybe you didn't, but you just enjoyed hanging out. So that's okay. Either one is good. I will be back soon for another one. I already have my page picked out, bought, and ready to go. So I think you guys will enjoy it. So until I see you then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Happy coloring. Bye.